We spoke about this 2 weeks ago, and now my concern level is even higher. Pereira better get home. He needs to get home right now and make sure he's locked in, because he does have the hardest fight of his title reign.
A few moments later.
Magomed Ankalaev, I do believe, provides the toughest test of his light heavyweight run.
One thing on paper, though, so many people do believe that we have our classic striker, kickboxer versus wrestler, striker versus grappler. I believe that too for a small period of time, but as you start to really look into Ankalaev, he's a kickboxer. He just happens to be from Pakistan. In fact, when he writes his thing down, who am I representing? He's not representing grappling or sambo or judo or wrestling. He represents kickboxing.
I think Pereira time coming up.
You think he's gonna get the job done?
No. I think his time is coming up where he's gonna lose that belt.
Oh, so you think it might be over with Magomed?
I think so, bro. I think so.
I'm being honest. It's not one of those fights that I go, man, I've been waiting for that fight. And
whose fault is that?
It's Ankalaev's fault.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and when I say that, I say it with, I have such high expectations for that guy because I know how good he really is and can be. And then he doesn't do the things that I know he's capable of in the fight to make it to where, dude, you can dominate this person.
Thank you for the $5, Salamander Man. Ankalaev is so bad, broken, finished a corpse of Thiago Santos. Wouldn't be surprised if he took Pereira to a boring decision. Nah, he would finish Pereira, I think. Dude, Pereira's ground game is not going to be up to date with the top grapplers at light heavyweight. Like, it's already a worry for the, like, middleweights. Like, I don't think he's going to be okay against the top grapplers at light heavy, because they're all his size.
UFC 313 is just around the corner, and the fans can't wait to witness the highly anticipated clash between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev. They will compete for the light heavyweight championship belt at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Recently, the UFC Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier has shown great concerns about the preparation of Alex Pereira for this fight. He was surprised that the light heavyweight champion was still in Australia instead of preparing for his title shot against Ankalaev at UFC 313. Cormier thinks that Pereira might be making a huge mistake of underestimating the Russian fighter.
Chael, one guy who is not running though is Alex Pereira. He will fight anybody, anytime. He is a bad man, Chael. But Chael, we spoke about this 2 weeks ago, and now my concern level is even higher. This dude was seen in Australia last week still, and he was shaking the hand of Drake as Drake went on stage for his concert. One, Drake constantly loses millions of dollars betting on people, so you kind of don't want Drake to bet on you because he doesn't have the greatest track record for winning. But what is Pereira still doing in Australia, Chael? He fights in 2 weeks.
Daniel Cormier said when Pereira is chilling out in Australia, his opponent Magomed Ankalaev has already started his training in Las Vegas. Cormier feels Ankalaev is very serious about this fight, and he is looking confident to beat the champ. Daniel Cormier said, Ankalaev's already in Las Vegas. He's locked in. I ran into him at the UFC PI last week. He's honestly so locked in, ready to win this fight against Alex Pereira. Cormier questioned the preparation of the light heavyweight champion. He seems to be very concerned that this careless behavior of the champ might cost him his title. Cormier further added, I got back from Australia and all last week I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't care that Pereira's got weeks to get ready. He's going to be ready and going to be prepared, but even those 2 to 3 extra days when he's adjusting his clock to get back on schedule in Connecticut, he's going to have to deal with all that travel and all that difference in time. Chael Sonnen also agreed with Cormier about the lack of interest of Alex Pereira in this fight. He said that if Pereira and his team think that they can prepare for this fight in the hotel, then they are making a huge mistake. Sonnen said that have to leave Australia and try to reach Las Vegas as soon as possible to start proper training, as Magomed Ankalaev is already doing hard training for his title shot. Ankalaev is training in the mountain to get ready for UFC 313.
I mean, the whole thing is very concerning. One of the reasons I love Stipe as a fireman, and Stipe was able to lock down. The UFC and everybody else respected that schedule so much that he slept in the same bed most nights. He was eating the same food, training with the same people, having the same coaches. It's tough on the road. You can get that training session in, but it usually involves a treadmill at the hotel lobby. Maybe you and your coach clear a little bit of space, even in your room, and you do a mitt workout. It's not the same. That training is not the same. Meanwhile, you got Ankalaev is doing no media, no tours, and he's locked down in the Caucasus regions in the mountains. I think that it's relevant.
Sonnen even claimed that Poatan is the underdog in this fight. This statement even made Daniel Cormier surprised a bit, but Chael Sonnen sticks to his words.
I think that Pereira, listen, he's a 2-to-1 underdog. Talking about Pereira, he's a 2-to-1 underdog.
In this
but
fight,
things like aren't going to change that.
He's the dog in this fight, Pereira is?
Underdog.
Wow.
There is no mythical opponent they've ever put Pereira against, including times where they matched him up at heavyweight. Even a mythical line. The only one that exists is where Pereira is the underdog is Ankalaev, and it's 2-to-1.
That's a big one.
The former UFC champion Daniel Cormier was also surprised about the involvement of Glover Teixeira and Alex Pereira's coach Plino Cruz in this matter. Cormier said that these two should have advised the champ to take this fight seriously and prepare hard for it. Daniel said, "And where's Glover Teixeira? Is Glover just in Australia with him? Is it just him and Plino Cruz? Because we know that Plino Cruz has been a massive tool for Alex Pereira, but so is Glover Teixeira." Cormier knows that Teixeira has a family, but he has to be there to assist the champ. According to Cormier, Glover plays a key role in Pereira's success. However, the UFC legend feels it won't be easy for the Russian fighter as well to stay in the cage and tackle Alex Pereira's power through the 5 rounds.
Glover Teixeira has kids. Glover Teixeira is the guy, honestly, that should be doing the most work with Alex right now because of the wrestling. Plinio's a great grappler, right? Plinio needs to be overseeing Glover just shooting on Pereira because I don't care what Ankalaev says, Chael. He has to be smarter than to go out there and try to just stand with Pereira for 25 minutes. He has to know that he's got to secure takedowns.
Meanwhile, the former light heavyweight champion Glover Teixeira reacted to these concerns of Daniel Cormier by sharing a video of Alex Pereira's training session. Mentioning Cormier, Glover shared how Poatan is training hard for his upcoming fight against Ankalaev. Daniel Cormier further warned the champ Alex Pereira to get ready and train hard for this fight. According to Cormier, this fight at UFC 313 could be the toughest title defense of Alex Pereira's career, and he should take it seriously. Daniel Cormier stated, "Pereira better get home. He needs to get home and lock in because he has the hardest fight of his title reign." Alex Pereira has also given an update about his training. He said that he is not making some big changes in his training session for this fight as he wants to keep things simple. He has belief in his experience and skills and is confident of beating Ankalaev. Alex Pereira said, "I'm training how I always train. Nothing has changed except that he's left-handed. I have a lot of experience with grappling as well. I'm not scared. I'm ready to go." Furthermore, the light heavyweight champion thinks Magomedov is a good fighter, but there is nothing special in his style or technique. Pereira knows about Ankalaev's strength, and he has to give his 100% in this fight. Poatan further added, "He is as dangerous as any other opponent I've fought. Look at him, the way that he fights. He is an ordinary guy. Of course, he has his weapons, he has his dangers, but I've been training hard and I'm ready for him." On the other hand, the #1 contender Magomed Ankalaev says Alex Pereira won't be able to touch him in their fight. He wants to prove himself in this fight, and he is highly confident that he can outclass the Brazilian star. Magomed Ankalaev claimed, "Many experts understand that I can easily beat Pereira. I think with his speed, he won't touch me at all. The most he can do is hit me with a low kick. I want to beat him up. I just want to attack him. Just show him that I'm better than him." Moreover, Alex Pereira's fight at UFC 313 will constitute a stark departure from his rumored bout with longtime UFC champion John Jones. The Brazilian star has won 5 straight fights since his April 2023 loss to Israel Adesanya at UFC 287. So, according to the former UFC featherweight champion Max Holloway, Poatan deserves more praise for his achievements. Max Holloway said, "I think Bruce Buffer should announce Alex Pereira as the one, the only. He's one of the men who deserves it. Bruce Buffer, who is the famous UFC ringside announcer, has reserved the unique title for only 2 fighters previously. Max Holloway thinks Pereira deserves to get this title. Meanwhile, the American welterweight fighter Joaquin Buckley said there is a lack of quality in UFC at the moment. Taking nothing away from Alex Pereira, Buckley believes the light heavyweight champion has not got much competition, and that's why he has been winning easily. Buckley further acknowledged Potan for his power and style as well.
No disrespect to Alex Pereira, because I'm a fan of that motherfucker right now. That shit crazy what he doing, but it's still like, how is he able to do that?
Right, it kind of, in a way, makes MMA look a little funky.
It looks stupid. It make it look retarded.
Yeah, I feel you.
Where you got guys now from different professions out of their life, like, oh yeah, I could do that shit and become a UFC champion too. It shouldn't be like that. And I'm not taking it away from it. Alex Pereira might be working his ass off every motherfucking day to get there. But yet again, when you have somebody that has solely trained in MMA in itself, right? And his whole goal as he got started in combat was to be a UFC fighter. But then you got another guy that's coming over, transitioning from another in different sports, still able to beat you. That's a problem. But I don't think a lot of guys are applying themselves like they should.
Moreover, Joaquin Buckley believes Alex Pereira's good days are going to end very soon, as he predicted Magomed Ankalaev to beat Potan at UFC 313.
I think Pereira time coming up.
You think he's gonna get the job done?
No. I think his time is coming up where he's gonna lose that belt.
Oh, so you think it might be over with Magomed?
I think so, bro. I think so. But that Shama ain't no joke, man. If he knock out Ankalaev, bro, you just might as well call him a GOAT, dog.
Yeah. You might as well, right? Throw him the #1 pound for pound. Give him all of it.
Just do it, bro.
Yeah, just give him all of that shit.
The legendary retired MMA referee John McCarthy also shed his thoughts on this fight. He believes Magomed Ankalaev will try to take down Alex Pereira. However, he knows that it won't be easy because Potan is a big guy and his relentless power and style will be too much for the Russian fighter.
He's not going to be easy to take down. He is a big, strong man. He's a large human being. He's good at, he keeps his hands down anyways. He's kind of like the Yuri. He's got his hands down low all the time, which makes it more difficult to get the takedown just off the bat. Fedor used to do it the same way, because if his hands are low, it's easy for him to scoop you up, stop the takedown attempt. And Ankalaev, in the end, he's going to have to work harder for those takedowns. And I don't think in the end he's going to work that hard for him. He'll separate and think that he can do it on his feet, and that's going to be his undoing.
John also praised Ankalaev for his skills, but the former referee doesn't think that he would be able to compete against a guy like Alex Pereira. According to John, Alex Pereira is too good a fighter, and Ankalaev, despite being a good fighter, doesn't stand a chance against the light heavyweight champion.
I'm not saying anything bad about Ankalaev. He's fought good competition, but truthfully, not as good a competition as Pereira has. I know he fought, Thiago Santos somewhere along the way. I can't remember how long ago it was, but somewhere. I know he fought Anthony Smith. He fought, as you said, Jan, for the championship, and it became a draw. Fought Johnny Walker twice because I think one was an eye poke or something like that. Or,
Illegal knee.
Yeah, illegal knee. That's right. And he looked good against Rakic. I'll give him that. He won a decision. Yeah, but he looked good against him, but still, he just hasn't been that guy you've gone, wow.
Gilbert Burns also shared his prediction for this fight in a recent podcast. Burns said that Alex Pereira would prevail by decision after 5 rounds. Burns knows that the striking of the champ might not be as effective as it used to be, but still, Potan will get the job done. Gilbert Burns predicted, I think Potan does Potan, He's gonna do all that chama this and that, and he is gonna win. But Ankalaev is a tough dude, One thing I like is when you start to look at both fighters, Ankalaev had a problem with Blachowicz, so when Blachowicz was kicking him. So if that's the case, Potan kicks way harder, but that guy has a big head, The UFC featherweight fighter Youssef Zalal picked the champ Alex Pereira to retain his title on the 8th of March. Youssef believes that Potan knows how to win, and with his power and skills, he will easily manage to retain his title for the 4th successive time.
Bro, I gotta go with my boy Pereira, bro. That boy, man, left hook, chomp.
Moreover, Jiří Procházka has also shared his verdict on this epic UFC 313 showdown. Jiří won't be able to stand by his words. He added that even if Ankalaev stuck to his words and kept that fight strictly stand-up, Alex would still manage to beat him. Procházka claimed that the only chance for Ankalaev in this fight is to use his ground game where he holds his power. Jiří Procházka said in an interview, "If Ankalaev will keep his word because I'm the man who's taking a word seriously. If you say something and he said he will fight with Alex just in stand-ups, if he'll keep his word, I think Alex will win. I see his most power, biggest strength is in the ground." Jiří Procházka also wants to face Alex Pereira, but he doesn't want to serve as a backup fighter for the UFC 313 main event. Jiří Procházka added, "No, I don't like to be a backup because it's every time weird, you can fight or not, but you are still prepared. No, I want to make a good preparation and then to face, like I said, Alex Pereira a third time." The American MMA fighter Bo Nickal is pretty confident that the Russian fighter will take down the champ Alex Pereira at UFC 313. According to Nickal, Magomed has better striking than wrestling, so he has a good chance of beating the light heavyweight champion.
I think Ankalaev's a smart guy. He's going to take him down.
It's got it, right?
He's just going to take him down. I don't think his wrestling is unbelievable. He's not a wrestler. People think, oh, Russian wrestler. No, he's not a wrestler.
I'm still going Pereira.
I think Pereira's going to win as well. If Ankalaev just wrestles the whole fight, he could probably win. But I don't think his wrestling is that good. He wrestled with Paul Craig and Paul Craig was taking him down.
Yeah.
Craig ended up submitting him. Not impressed with his ground game, his grappling. He's going to have to strike with him at some point, and I think Pereira will knock him out. That's just the reality of the situation.
If Ankalaev beats Alex Pereira by the transitive property of geometric shapes,
I'm the 205 champ.
you are the 205 champ.
Yeah. That's a good point. Let's go Ankalaev.
However, Stephen Thompson doesn't agree with Bo Nickal as he has a different opinion as he believes Poatan will continue his winning streak. Thompson said Alex Pereira has an upper hand over the Dagestani and he will defeat him to retain his title in March.
You gotta go Pereira, dude. The dude's so dominant. He's so dominant. He beats guys before they even step out there, I think. I mean, you saw it against Jiří Procházka. He beats him with his Brazilian magic.
Similarly, the UFC lightweight fighter Cody Steele is also confident of an Alex Pereira win at UFC 313. He thinks the light heavyweight champion has great technique and he will register yet another victory in Las Vegas.
I like Alex Pereira. I think hopefully he can get it done and then he wins that fight.
The coach of Merab Dvalishvili, John Wood, is also backing Alex Pereira to defend his title in the main event of the upcoming fight card. John Wood feels Pereira has been in outstanding form, and it is going to be very difficult for any fighter in his division to beat him at the moment.
I see the chink in the armor for Pereira. He's got to that status where you don't bet against him. I wouldn't until I see somebody figure out that puzzle of how do I deal with that power and that pressure, and then obviously seeing him up close and personal. He's kind of got that thing that Rob has where maybe the stuff doesn't look so pretty until you see it and see how he makes it work. Holy shit, being cage-side changed my perspective on Pereira and how good he is, so I think he's walking out of that with the title still.
So this is all we have from today's video, and hopefully you have enjoyed it. Share your thoughts about this fight and predict the winner in the comments section. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get instant notification about our latest videos.